Hello, we're going to trace it today to help us with today's session. So you're going to stand up nice and tall, relaxed, nice and calm. Don't feel like you're tensing the body at all. Keeping those feet nice parallel, hip width apart. Do not start moving here. We're just going to fill up those lungs. So nice, deep, slow inhale. Really filling up that chest and exhale. Getting it all out. Ribs close around those lungs. And again, deep inhale. And exhale out. Very good. And again, deep inhale. And exhale out. Very nice and smooth. Last two in. And exhale. One to go. Deep inhale. And exhale out. And start stretching out our sides a little bit. Let's start with the head for now. Tip the head over to the left. Just letting the weight. So we want to keep those arms at the neck. Nothing in the shoulders. Head just tipping over to the left. 2, 1, and slowly up. Just all the way up from the top. Head falls over to the right. Ear is heavy. Falling over to the side. Keeping the weight onto that shoulder. 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. Tipping over to the left. Nice and heavy over for 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And over to the right. Nice push onto that here. 3, 2, 1, and up. We can get a bit of rotation now, and then tip the head over to the left. Just the head over, now we turn and look down toward the floor. So we get a bit of a rotation up the neck now. So at the back, as we twist, this back left side is getting a nice little stretch at the top of the base of that skull. Keep it there. 3, 2, 1, untwist the head first, and then we lift it up. Over to the right, head gets heavy, little bit stretch, opening up that neck. 2, 1, and now we rotate, drop that chin down. Still relaxing those knees. Don't feel like we're tensing any part of the lower body as we pull into the back of those shoulder blades as well. 2, 1, and untwist, and head up. Last one each way. Tip the head over to the left. Get that rotation. Chin goes down. Looking to the floor. Get that pull the back of the neck. Do that stretch for 3, 2, 1. Untwist the head and lifting up. Last one over to the right. Keeping it over. Heavy ear. 3, 2, 1. Rotate that head. Looking down towards the floor. Knees stay nice and relaxed for 4, 3, 2, 1. Untwist. The head come up. We're going to include work more of the spine. We're going to include the arms as well. Right arm goes up towards the ceiling, keeping that shoulder nicely out the neck. And we tip over to the left side. Left arm gets nice and loose, so nothing holding into that neck. This arm is reaching more weight, so we have more weight on that left edge of the foot. There's a little bit of weight that is shifted onto that left side, so you can really open up between this rib and this hip, getting that nice length out of it. 3, 2, 1, and standing up. Lower the right arm down, left arm up to the ceiling, and we tip over to the right, opening up. Let that neck also, that head hang heavy. Don't feel like I'm holding it up too much. Careful we don't fall any part of the shoulders falling forward. We want to keep it nice and in line with that spine. So there's no unnecessary rotation in it yet. 2, 1, and slowly up. Lower the left arm down. Last one each way, right arm gets high. Keep that right, and we tip over to the left. Nice length out of it, really getting that weight on that left foot. This top arm is getting a good extension away from the neck. Nothing in the neck. Don't want that shoulders to start creeping up towards the ears. 3, 2, 1. Standing up tall, restacking from the base. Right arm comes down. Last one, left arm gets high. And we tip it over to the right. Keeping that rotation. Like side flexion collapsing over that right hip. Left arm is reaching nice and tall. Right arm is out the ear. Nice and heavy, good. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. Left arm down. And we get a little rotation now. We want to feel like we're stretching out that back a little bit. Right arm goes nice and up to the ceiling. Let's tip over to the left as we've done before. Keeping that there. Now, keeping the hips square, meaning they don't get to twist now. We are going to twist the torso. So this front shoulder is going to fall slightly forward. Doesn't have to go too far. Still keep that arm up so that there is weight there. It's just a small rotation from these ribs, still keeping this right hip pushing back so you can open up the length out of that back. That's where we're going to start feeling that pull. Tendency is to tense in this position, especially if it contracts quite tightly, keeping that left arm still dangling, nothing in that left shoulder. 3, 2, 1, untwist, and then we stand up nice and tall, lowering that right arm down. Over to the right side, left arm gets up, falling over to the right side, weights nicely on that right foot, keeping that shift across. 3, 2, 1, and now we twist from that mid back left hip is being pulled back so it doesn't go forward, so the base of the spine is staying as stationary as we can get it. We're getting that mid-back to stretch. We're going to pull from the top of those hip bones all the way up through the lats into the shoulders. 3, 2, 1, and twist, and standing up nice and tall. Last one each way, right arm up to the ceiling, tipping over to the left, keeping that nice and open, out the mid-back, keeping that, and now we rotate, keeping those hips square. So imagine they're in a vice, they've been clamped, they can't move, mid-back stays, or mid-back starts to move, but the lumbar spine just stays as it is. Feet are still nice and comfortably relaxed, don't feel like we're gripping too hard on the feet, knees as well, holding it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and twist, left arm still loose, and sitting up nice and tall, changing arms, last one, left arm high, and we tip over to the side, heavy hanging into it, keep the weight over, weight on the right foot, hanging nice and deep into it. Now we twist, twisting that torso, getting that pull from the back, keeping that leg out of it, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and twist, and standing up, nice and tall. Good. Interlace those fingers. Good. Place them behind the head. Good. Now we're going to include or have the arms with us the whole time. We're going to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. This is going to help us stretch our neck out a little bit and a bit more weight for that back. Keeping the knees soft, we're going to just do a standard roll down. We're keeping those hands behind the head. Don't pull on that neck. Deep inhale. And we tuck the chin, curving that spine down. Let the hands just hang almost velcro to the head. Don't slide, don't pull. Going through the mid-back as well. Softening those knees. Keeping those hands on the back of that neck. Not wrenching it though, not pulling massively on it. Just keeping the weight nicely in front. Soften those knees, go as deep as we can, but don't only shift on the hips, really focus on what the back's doing, getting that stretch out the back. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and now slowly resetting up, pushing those hips forward, pulling on those vertebrae all the way up. Nice and tall, good. Hands are still behind the head, just holding on. And again, tuck the chin, rolling forward. Nice and heavy, curving through that spine. Weight is nicely in the toes, hanging out those shoulders. Weight stays in front, into those feet. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly restacking up. Nice and tall. Really focusing on what the back is doing. As it rebuilds as well, it's going to contract again if we have that tightness in the back. Last 2, and tuck that chin. Nice rolling forward, melting into that midsection. Head's heavy, stretching from the collarbones, base of the skull, keeping the weight nicely in front. Weight has shifted a bit into the toes, keep it there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly restacking up. Hands are still behind the head, all the way up. Nice and tall, really in through that back. Good, last one, hands still comfortably behind the skull, tucking that chin, curving forward, weight in front, hanging into those feet, curving through that spine, weight in the arms, keep that hang into the toes, for a nice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now keeping those hands where they are, let's bend those knees and try and get the stomach closer to the legs, so almost like there's a punching there. Gonna get a bit of a pull on the back of that spine, and then still keeping that flexion. Let's straighten those legs a bit more, just to get back those hips high again, nice and relaxed. And it doesn't have to go perfectly straight, just so that we feel a bit of a lengthening out that low back, and bend those legs in again, trying to get them closer to the rib cage. 2, 1, and straighten those legs a bit. Don't have to go to full extension. I don't need excessively straight legs. Don't want to get too much in the hamstrings. And bend those legs again. Hands are still just hanging on the head. 2, 1, and straighten them. Last 2, and bend both legs. Still hanging over those hips. In front, into those toes. 3, 2, 1, straighten both legs. And pull on that lower back. And last 1, and bend those legs. Keep it there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and straighten. And now we slowly come up all the way again. Restacking through the lower back first. Nice and tall, all the way up, nice and heavy, and all the way, nice and tall. Very good, you can lower your hands down. I'm going to stretch a bit, and I'll stretch you to turn around for me. can stretch the back of our shoulders a bit. So you're going to take the left hand and grab your right forearm, and then you're going to keep the shoulders open and wide, and we're going to pull a little bit across, just so we open up that right shoulder. I don't want to feel like we're pulling too much that the spine starts to fall over. So if we start pulling out a little bit, don't want to feel like I'm falling over towards that arm, just so that I feel like it's a bit open, a bit of a stretch in front. Not too heavy, don't do it in too excessively. 3, 2, 1, and now we switch over. Other arm gets a turn, just on the forearm. Doesn't have to be too high on the elbow or too low on the wrist, and a little bit of a shift across, keeping that shoulder open. So when we start to pull, don't have your shoulder in an incorrect position, that closed or compressed position. You want to have it nice and open, so when it slides, it's a little bit more there. 3, 2, 1, and last one. Each arm, nice and soft. Don't want to feel like I'm forcing it too much or I'm pulling too hard. I'm trying to get that arm out of the socket. Keep them away for 4, 3, 2, 1, and last one. Switching over. Nice, pulling that arm, soften those knees. Keep it relaxed. That arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So you can turn around and face that. And once again, we're going to take those hands in front of us, interlace those fingers, and then press those hands away, and stretch those palms a little bit, keeping those fingers locked. If it's too much for the fingers, don't have to go as high, you can go lower, just to get a bit of a stretch from the front of those knuckles and the hands. 3, 2, 1, and bring it back. And again, pressing out, nice long extension. Trying to keep that work. The fingers are tight, some of the arm, keep it there, remember to breathe. Don't feel like you're forcing, you want to hurt yourself here. 3, 2, 1, and in. And again, pressing out, nice extension out those hands, opening up those palms, away from our shoulders, staying relaxed. 3, 2, 1, and back in. Last 2, and pressing out. Get that length out those hands, keep that reach away for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. And last 2, and extend out, stretching out those fingertips. No need to rush it either, not throwing your hands away. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and back in. And last 1, and extend out. Keep that reach, pressing those fingertips and those palms away from us. And hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. And we work through a bit through the forearms, we've done the hands a bit. Right arm goes in front of us, grab those fingertips, pull them a little bit back, and then get that rotation in. It's not important now, either hand, palm, they can be nice and low, but do get that twist in the palm. And I feel like you're also pulling a little bit on the fingertips, so you get a bit more torque on that wrist, or that wrist, as you're keeping it wide there. 3, 2, 1, and now bring it in, changing palms and fingertips, pressing through, and a bit of a rotation. Legs still stay relaxed, trying to really focus on the stretch. Get your mind into it, get your mind active into it, trying to understand where am I feeling it, where's that tight part, is it in the forearm or up the bicep, shoulder, where am I feeling tight, is it only fingertip, is it only wrist, keeping that pull, then that muscle release, and relax, swapping arms over, heavy through the palm, feeling on those fingertips a bit, not too excessive, not too hard, keeping it nice and relaxed. Just a heavy palm, pushing through. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and last 1, and pulling on those fingertips, keeping that stretch. Get that torque and that curve in that forearm. Shoulders still staying relaxed. Knees also soften, so it's just a nice calm stance. Really focusing on what the hands and the arms are doing. Feel that twist. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And stretch like that. Tricep area a little bit, right arm goes up towards the ceiling, arm bends, goes behind the head, left arm comes around, grabs that elbow, and a little bit of a stretch. Don't feel like you're pulling too hard, just want to keep it, and then also extend up out that back so you are standing up straight. We're opening up under that shoulder blade. If it's tight at the top, we'll feel it there, or at the bottom, we're keeping that arm in a nice comfortable position. As you'll see, Tracy's doing well. Nothing's in the neck yet, nothing's lifting up, although her arms are above her shoulders. 2, 1. Nice easy switch, other arm bends, grab the other elbow. Good. If your head's in the way, you can go slightly forward, just keeping that pressure on that elbow nice and back. Don't feel like I'm forcing it or holding on too tightly. 3, 2, 2, 1, and switching over. Other elbow grabs the, or other hand grabs the other elbow. Feeling that pull. Nice length out of it. Opening up that rib, or that shoulder blade as it glides up in the big stretch. Push those muscles that hold onto the face, that scapula. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching over. Grabbing the other elbow. Not too hard, not forcing it, just holding on. Keeping a nice pressure under the elbow. For a nice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release those arms. Nice, relaxed. Good. We're going to stay as we are now. We're going to interlace those fingers, place them behind the head. Good. Now, keeping that extension, we're going to start extending out the back so we can stretch out the front of these ribs a little bit, just opening up. Now, the key is to keep the pelvis stable. So once I start leaning back, there's a tendency for my hip to want to fall forward to get that length. I want to keep that as much as we can stable. So when I start leaning back, this pelvis kind of stays where it is. So head goes up. Almost imagine there's a light shining from the torso or the chest up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips nicely under the shoulders. Don't want to feel like I'm pushing them away and going forward, away from my hips. Don't want to hurt anything in the lower back. More nice extension as these ribs get long. 2, 1, and bring it back in. And again, lifting up. Get that extension. Out that back. 3. Opening up those ribs. 2, 1, and in. And again, torso goes up. Nice length out of it. Opening up those ribs. Keep that reach for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's do 3 more. And chest goes up. Getting that extension out the back. Keep that reach. Length out of it. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. 2 left. And head goes up. Opening up that rib cage. Opening up those abs. Feeling that stretch. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Last one, and lifting up that torso, keeping that length out of it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and relax those arms. Good. Let's start from the bottom of the body a little bit. We're going to flip that toe down towards the floor. Tracy, just turn to get inside you on the right foot. So the toe is nicely, you'll see it's not too far back and it's not too far forward, just nicely, slightly behind or under the body. So that you can feel there's a bit of body weight on the toes, so you feel that stretch, not just dipping our toes into water, there is weight on it. Almost like it's a leg, but it's just not the normal foot. For 4, 3, feeling that pull, bit of weight on it. 3, 2, 1, and now switching feet over. Other foot again, shifting the weight comfortably, get the balance first, then leaning a little bit of weight onto that left foot, but there is a bit of weight on that, so there can be a bit of resistance. Foot's going to stretch. If it's tight, it might be quite tight. You want to get toes as well, top of the arch, not just one part of the foot, trying to kind of figure it out. 2, 1, and switching feet. You'll see Tracy's also doing well. When that foot comes forward, don't let that heel fall out to the side. It stays nicely in line, just like a normal foot, just goes back, doesn't fall out and start to relax there. Keeping the pressure into the toes. 3, 2, 1, and switching over. Keep that pressure through, into the toes. Nice length out of it. Heavy into the feet. Nice length in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one each way. And pressure into the toes. Nice flex through it. Through the top maybe of the shin and the ankle as well. Keeping the weight balanced on it. Relax the shoulder. Don't feel like we're leaning forward either. Nice balanced weight over those hips. Keep it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching feet over. Heavy into the toes. Keep them nice and heavy. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax those feet. Let's stretch it with the inside of the thigh and ask Tracy to turn. Face again. And we're going to stay as we are. We're going to move our right foot out to the side and left foot out to the side. Just to get a nice sort of a split kind of side. We don't want to go too deep. We're going to keep the back nice and straight. We're going to cross those arms in front of us. We're going to shift the weight Now knees are pointing out to the side. Straight is only going to bend your left leg. She's going to lean to the side. That's helped us just with a bit of balance. Opening up that right hip as we get into it. So try and keep that heel down. Opening up. Tracy isn't falling forward or back. She's just opening up that right leg. For 3, 2, 1, and standing up. Both hips are nice and straight. Knees and feet are pointing out like a nice big V shape. And now we fall over to the right. You'll see Tracy's hips slide across. She's not leaning into it. The torso and the hips stay the same. You're opening up that inner thigh. If you want to feel more of it, you open up those toes a bit wider. Don't have them parallel. Always have an angle in them. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up again. And shift the weight over to the left. Opening up that right leg. Keeping the weight. If you want more, you open up that stance even more. So if you start too high, you might feel a bit confined. So then really eventually get you a nice big dip and up. Let's show what that looks like. Tracy's left leg's going to go a little bit wider for me. Good. Let's go to the right now and shift across. If you bend too much into this knee, it's going to hurt a little bit. So rather have your legs wider so the reflection on the knee isn't as deep. So you can still get the same stretch. You don't have to bend the knee excessively to get that stretch. Don't expect that. It's always just a bit of nice comfortable weight shift over those hips. 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. Over to the left. Opening up the inside of that thigh. Don't let those hips pop out the back. We're not leaning forward. Everything is still nicely comfortable under those shoulders. Nice and balanced. Nothing in the neck. That's just a centered balance point for us. Keep it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Good. Let's do 2 more each side. Really get that stretch. As we sit into it more, you're going to feel that pull a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Nice breath through it. Don't want to rush it or force it. Don't want to tense the body. Keeping it nice and heavy. Relaxing the knees. Don't feel like the quads are working too hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shifting over to the left. Nice, heavy, deep. Hips getting low. Open that legs almost getting dragged back. Staying behind. Keep that leg where it is. Nice and heavy. Balance through those hips. Keep it nice and heavy for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Last one, each way on the last one. If I stretch that open up the legs a smidge more. So do open your legs a little bit more just to get a bit deeper. Not too much. Don't want to feel like we're out of control or that we're going to fall over. Dip into the right, bending that right leg, sliding across. Keeping the weight still balanced. Over those hips. Over that leg, over that knee. Keeping it nice and balanced. Holding on, feeling that stretch inside that thigh. From inside the hips, it's pulling all the way to that knee. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up. Over to the left side. Get that weight across, over that left hip. Pulling away, right leg's dragging behind us or away from us. Being left behind. For a nice long while, feel the body weight in between. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up. Still staying in the same position. Arms are still going to be where they are. If you feel like you've gone too far, do bring your legs a bit closer. But if you're quite comfortable where you are, we can now open up our hips. So we're going to bend both hips at the same time. Don't let the hips fall back or our shoulders fall back. We're going to have it go nice and down. And we're going to open up those hips. Nice and heavy. So a nice deep squat. Keeping the back straight. If you won't feel as much as stretch, the hips are up behind you. So do feel like you're pushing them forward. And at the same time, these knees and feet must be in a nice V shape. We're really going to start feeling it in the inside of the thighs. And stand. Good. So check your feet position on your toes quite nicely out to the side, and we drop those hips down again. So you don't want to feel your knees collapsing or falling inwards, then we don't feel that stretch. Feel like they're opening up, straightening up that back, getting that weight nice and heavy. Keep it there. 3, 2, 1, and up. Quads might burn a little bit. So then do come up. If your legs start to hurt too much or feel like they're working too much, you want to get that weight almost falling in between. Get that stretch, opening up those hips. Let's drop those hips down. Good, nice straight back, heavy hips, keeping it down, and nice heavy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And again, drop those hips down. Knees go nicely out to the side, pushing open, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And last 3, drop those hips. Sitting there as long as we can maintain it. Don't want the quads to work too much. Want those hips to open. For nice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Last 2, drop those hips. Back's nice and straight. Knees are open to the side. Keep that width. Nice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Last 1, and drop those hips down. Keep that weight. Over. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up. And bring those legs together and lower those hands down. Good. We're going to get onto our side. So we're going to kneel onto the floor. Good. We're going to try and sit back onto our feet. If that's already too much, if your feet are flat and you're feeling quite a pull, that's good. You want to sit there for a little bit to start with. If it's too much, dig those toes in. You can maybe get there and stretching the feet. So you can have your feet either flat or dug in, whichever is more comfortable, as long as we're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to start stretching out our sides a little bit now. Left palm goes onto the ground next to us, and right hand comes up and over, and then swings forward, touching the ground, almost in line with that other hand. Good. So this is a bit of back and over that lower hip. We're trying to open up that hip. Maybe getting a dual stretch on the feet, on the toes. Keeping that pull. 4, 3, 2, 1, untwist. And then popping up and over to the other side. Open up that side, now the hips stay behind, and we rotate, twisting that arm forward in that pull to the back. Keeping that nice pull. Opening up that spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up, untwist, and popping over. Close to the other side once again. As we land, we bring that arm forward, twisting, opening up that spine, opening up the lower back, keeping that rotation. For nice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and untwist, and popping over. Keeping that pressure nice and on. Keep it there. Nice rotation through it. Hips are down, so keeping the left hip as heavy as we can. So you can really feel that pull from that lower back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, untwist, and popping up and over. The last one, each way, and tipping over. Keep that width. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and untwist, and popping over, and arm, left arm comes in front. Feel that stretch out the back, keep it there, settle for a nice lengthy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, untwist, and sitting up. The dressing line on your left side, bottom arm's going to be extended, top leg is going to be bent, bottom leg is going to be straight. And with your right arm, you're going to try and grab your right foot behind you, and try and stretch out that right quad. Keep this left leg slightly bent in front of you, just in case you feel like you're falling. Just holding on to that. Now we'll see, the more we get into the stretch, that knee can get a little bit lower, the more in line. So if it's very tight, do start with that knee a little bit higher, so that you can give a little bit of relief to it. But as it gets through it, you want that knee to slowly start settling into that position, which is the same height as that hip. Right arm behind us, we can also include in a little bit of a stretch, kind of a dual thing. We're going to open up the shoulder to the back, so you can feel that pulling from the front of that collarbone. Especially if we're tight there, might be tough on that quad, might be tough on that top of that foot as well. We did warm up with getting that stretch. We might have a bit of range that we need there. Holding on, remember to breathe, cotton might resist you. You're going to hold there for a nice 5. If you want to get a bit more through it, pull that foot a little bit harder, and then push those hips or tuck those hips a little bit forward, so you can really feel like you're almost scooping your pelvis while you're trying to pull the leg back and really get nicely into that corner. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still holding onto the foot. Let this knee just roll in front of us, just to give it a bit of a break. Still holding onto that foot. taking a breather, and move that leg, that knee back once again, opening up those hips. Knee is nice and heavy, you'll see it's not lifting too high. As they get tight or as they get looser, this knee can lower down, almost incrementally. You don't have to force it or throw it in, as long as you've also got a nice grip on your foot. On the foot, don't hold on the ankle. You can hold on the toes or the top part of the foot, just as long as you have a nice grip so you can keep that stretch going there. Relaxing, opening up that right shoulder as well. Keep that pull for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that knee forward. Last 2, let's get through this series nice and calm, no need to tense, and press that knee back, pulling on that foot a bit, opening up that hip, opening up that hip flexor. Keep that width, nice going through it. Knees nice and the same height as the hips. Nice and relaxed. You really want to feel that quad doing its pull. Keep that length. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Last one forward and pressing that leg back. Nice and heavy. Keeping that width. Putting on that knee, opening up that hip socket. 4, nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that leg all the way. While we're on it, we're going to release that right foot. Good. We're going to now have the right shoulder roll slightly more in front, and this left leg is going to bend behind us and have that foot. So keep the right hand on the ground in front of us. I'm going to start having this right leg. So you'll see Tracy's left leg is straight along the floor as it was before. This right leg is now bent. We're going to start having this right leg fall over to the behind us. We're trying to get a bit of body weight onto that side. You're going to feel this hip falling back as well. We're keeping the torso this side. And we're keeping this leg open. So we're going to get a bit of pull from the front of the stomach and opening up those hips. So the weight in the front and those legs are opening up behind us. So the foot can be planted closer to the back of the left knee. So if we move this leg a little bit more closer and we have that knee falling over, we can open up that hip and get a bit of that twist through the spine a bit. If we're tight, we might not find a massive range for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we have this leg go forward just to give it a bit of a break. 2, 1, and let's go again, moving this foot a little bit closer, and then opening up that hip. Let that hip fall back, let that knee fall back, arm staying in front. Right shoulder also doesn't have to be balanced now, we are getting a bit of corkscrew twist. Right shoulder stays forward, keeping that width. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to place this leg, knee down in front of us, in front, so entire ankle and knee is on top, right arm goes up towards the ceiling, and we start rolling the shoulder back, head as well, trying to keep that knee as close to the ground as we can, and feel that arm getting nice and heavy along away from us, keeping that rotation, keeping that knee heavy. If you feel like you're rolling too much or that knee's having trouble lifting, bend this left leg so that that foot's slight behind you, a little bit of platform so you can't twist too much. Keeping that twist for 3, 2, 1, and bring that right arm forward. We can touch the ground. And again, last one, and opening up that lid, reaching back, keeping that twist. Good. If the knee lifts is not a problem, we just want to keep that twist, weight that side, opening up that side, keeping that width, opening up those ribs, opening up that shoulder. I also feel a pull at the top of that arm as you're twisting there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that arm back. Good. You're going to spin around, you can roll if you're on the mat, or you can flip, circling onto the other side. Good. Right arm's extended, top leg is up. Good. You're going to grab that left foot, nice and relaxed, opening up that left shoulder as well. Bring that up. That's it. Keep those hips nice and square. Again, knee can start high above the hip, or higher than the hip, and as we slowly get more into that stretch, you can gradually start sinking down. Again, left hip side, left quad, comfortably on the foot. Don't feel like I'm pulling too hard or forcing that ankle to get closer. Also then tucking that pelvis through so you can feel that opening on that hip socket, that hip flexor into that quad. If you're feeling anything in the knee too much, if there's pain in the knee, rather have that knee higher. No need to keep that flexion or hurt the body, then the body's going to start to tense. Nice and relaxed, holding on, opening up that chest, opening up that shoulder. Keep it there, 3, 2, 1, and let this knee rolling forward. Good, just give it a bit of a break, give that stretch of relief, and pulling it back once again, holding onto that foot, feeling that pull. Don't let too much change in that lower back. So with that foot being pulled, there's a tendency for the back to want to arch as well. I want to keep that forward, just nice comfortable weight, pelvis being pushed through. Feel that pull. A nice heavy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that leg forward. Remember to breathe through these stretches. If it's tight, calm that body down. Let's go back, pull that leg back, holding onto that foot, opening up that hip. Nice relaxing breathing through it, shoulders staying loose, nice and heavy, nice and calm through it. Keeping it balanced over that hip, into that side, nothing tapping in the neck at all. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release forward. And last 2, and pull that leg back, opening up that hip. Nice, relaxed, breathing through it, comfortably on our side. For nice 5, 4, 3, breathing through it, nice and calm, nothing on the shoulders. 2, 1, and release forward. Last 1, deep inhale, and pull that foot back, opening up that shoulder. Good. Lengthen out the bottom leg. Keep that reach out. Holding on. Not too tight on the foot. Don't want to wrench the ankle. Don't want to twist anything there. Knee is nicely the same height as the hip. Keep that length for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release the foot. Good. Release the foot with the hand. Place this left leg foot behind the right knee. So this leg comes up. So nice opening of it. Left arm is in front, so we have a bit more weight in front of the body, and the shoulder is also rolled a bit forward, so there's kind of pressure and leverage this side. Then when you start opening up this left leg, getting that lower hip also to roll back a little bit, as much as the body will allow. Seeing how tight we are. So we can get a bit of a twist at the bottom part of the body, at that lumbar part. It's going to be very tight, it's going to resist. Letting that body fall over, using the body weight, not forcing anything too much for 3, 2, 1, and bring this knee forward. Good, and again, move that leg back. Hips going open, knees falling behind it. Getting that twist in that lumbar spine. As much as we can get, it's good for me. Don't have to force it, there's no end goal. Just want to feel like that body's opening a little bit. Might be not the range you're looking for, but the body is stretching there, it's opening up inside. Especially internally, in next to that spine. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring that left knee down. Place the left knee and ankle in front of the bottom leg. Good. Place that leg there. And this knee down. Not too high for me. Don't want to hurt that hip. Good. Front. Left palm's going to be in front of us. Straightening that arm. And then we open up this arm. Goes over the top. Following it with the head if we want to. Left knee can lift. Again, bottom leg, right leg can bend to make that foot go more behind you if you feel you're falling over too much. Keeping that twist down more in the mid back and the top of the spine. Lumbar spine also giving a bit of a pull, but that's going to be kind of your base now. So the more flexible area being the mid part of the spine is going to get that pull. Also pulling on the bottom right hip, opening up to the left side of the ribs, those cross patterns. 3, 2, 1, and bring that arm back, forward, touching the floor. Just giving you a break there, deep inhale, and exhale. Opening up that arm, keeping that width, keeping that spin. Nice grip through it. Opening up that side, opening up that chest. Knee is nice and heavy. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. And last 1, and opening up that arm. Keep that twist. Nice heavy knee. Let's bend that right leg a little bit. Foot goes behind us. No, right leg, that's it. Keep that packing that almost a prancing legs of a horse shape. Keep that arm heavy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that arm back. Good. Let's get onto our hands and knees now. We can stretch our glutes out a little bit now. We're going to bring that left leg in front of us, the knee in front of us. we're going to have our left foot out to kind of the right side. So it's going to be ankle down, trying to get the left knee onto the ground. Hands going to be in front of us. It's a combo now. Once you've got that position, don't press back yet. It's all about comfortable, or if we don't have pain in the knee. If that leg is in this position, nice and comfortable, in that horizontal across the chest position, then we start to lower down. First, straighten out the back leg a little bit more. So feel like you're sliding it away from you. Now you'll see the angle between the left leg and the hip is getting smaller, which means we're getting a lot more pull on that side. Once we're there, comfortable pressure, no pain, we start walking those arms in front of us away from the leg. So you're kind of becoming a flat pancake, hips drop, shoulders are heavy, and the body weight's going to do the work for us. We don't have to force anything, just staying there as much as you can handle. If you feel you need to bounce up, do come up a little bit, but do keep brave and go back into it. Don't just, oh, I can't handle. You can, your body's just tight, nice and relaxed, as much as you can. If it starts to hurt in any sort of a joint, do come out of it, then we would change the position of this leg. At the moment you'll see Tracy's leg is nicely parallel to her shoulders. If it was too much on the knee, this foot would slide a little bit closer to her right hip, just to make that angle a little bit less. Relaxing in it, really getting those arms to be heavy. If you feel like you're still supporting yourself a bit with the arms, move them further away. Just keeping that body weight over that leg, you can really start pulling over that hip nicely. Breathing through this for 5. Heavy through it 4. Arms extended and that leg. 3, 2, 1, and now start walking those hands a little bit back. Good. Now I want to get a little bit more into it if we can. Left knee goes a little bit more left, right foot moves slightly forward. Not much, I don't see massive range change. And we straighten this right leg out once again behind us. Pressing out, hips getting low. Walk those arms in front of us. Keep that length away. Good. Settling into it, breathe into it. First one would have been the toughest. The ones after that should be a little bit easier. Body's used to it now. It's not going to go into panic mode. It's not too scared of it. Just hanging into it. Heavy shoulders. Nicely through the hips. Feel that pull. Might also feel like a bit of a hip opener as well, which is good. A little bit of extra stretch you're throwing in there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk those hands back. This will be our last one, so if you can get any deeper in it, do so. Left knee goes a bit more left on the mat, right foot goes even more slightly forward towards the right hand, and let's slide that leg back and arms go forward just as much as you can maintain. Hips get heavy. If you start to get too tight, this right hip might pop up. Try and feel like that is being pushed down towards the ground, so you can really feel that pull on that left side. You want to feel that resistance. The muscle's going to fight you. You might want to cramp as well. That's fine. You won't regret this no more. Keep the weight nice and balanced for 10. 9, heavy through the shoulders, legs nice and long. 6, arms hanging, breathing through it, nice and calm. No need to resist too much. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk those hands back, propping ourselves up. Pressure, bring the leg back in, let's change legs over. Okay, don't start too deep, don't start too extreme, just a nice comfortable position. Right leg comes in front of us, ankle down, knee down, left leg extends out behind us, so we're opening up that hip, so we can get this hip area down closer to the floor. That creates that angle that we need. Then we start to pull those hands forward, a nice smooth walk. Don't have to do large steps either, just small as much as you can maintain. So it's almost a slow lowering sensation down onto the mat. Arms go a little bit more ahead for me there. Good. Now you try and get that torso down as well, creating that angle. Now with the body's imbalances that it does have, one side may be tighter than the other, or easier, depending on which leg you started with. Do understand this is a thing, so don't feel like you should get to the same ranges or shouldn't be as hard. Body's not always balanced, so one side might be tighter than the other. Might also feel it differently. If it's sometimes tight on the inside of the thigh, that's fine as well. But do feel like you're relaxing your shoulders. Don't feel like we're tensing there for 5. Nice, relaxed. 4, 3, 2, 1, and walk those hands back. Good, a nice easy one to start with. Again, making it a little bit deeper to get those hips down. Right leg goes a bit more right with that knee. Left or right foot moves a little bit more closer to the left ankle or left wrist. And the left leg's behind us. And slowly walk those hands away. Keep them reach. So nice length out of it. Nice and calm. Keep that length out of those shoulders. Nice length on reaching ahead, breathing through it, heavy through that torso, arms are loose, nice and long, keep that length for 5, heavy hips, relaxing that body almost like we've just passed out or fallen asleep on top of that leg for 3, 2, 1, and walk those hands back, last one, knee goes a little bit more right, foot comes a little bit higher, left leg goes a little bit further back, and slowly dropping down, stretching out, weight stays in front, heavy through those arms, keeping the weight ahead of the shoulders, almost like we've just collapsed on top of that ankle. Legs going to be fighting us, trying to keep this straight leg, that head down so nothing really comes up. And into that pull over this right hip, keep that breath there for 10, nice calm 1, 9, nice and heavy, 8, 7, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly start walking those hands back, all the way up. Nice and tall, bring that leg back, knees under the hips. Good. We're going to stretch out the bottom of our feet now specifically. Dig those toes in, keep them stuck in. Going to shift back down and sit on the haunches. Keep the hands on the ground. I don't want us to sit up. I'm going to walk those hands a little bit closer towards the knees. And then if it's in a bend position, get that torso a little bit lower, so those arms bend. And then push ourselves a little bit away so there's more weight that shifts horizontally back to the feet, not going up. So we don't want to get too extended out the leg or the arms. Weight into the toes. Heavy stretch under the foot. Hip foot tight there. Get that tight spot for 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock a little bit forward. Still keep the hands to the back arm. Give those feet a little bit of a break. And again, rock the weight back, pushing with the arms a bit. Don't want to feel too excessive arm work. Don't want the triceps to work too hard. Just so that you can shift a bit more pressure into those ankles and into those toes. Nice and balanced. Don't feel like you're forcing yourself too much. Nice and heavy. Really stretching out the top of those, or the bottom of those feet. Flexing those toes. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and rock the weight forward. Last 2, shift the weight back into the toes. Keeping it there. Heavy into the feet. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift the weight forward. Last one, and weight goes back. Pressure's in the toes. Nice pressure with the hands as well. Keeping it back. Nice and deep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shift the weight forward. You can leave your feet dug in, or you can have them flat, depends if you're more comfortable. Walk those hands a little bit forward. We now stretch ourselves, our shoulders, our back, and our sides. Left hand goes out to the side on the tile. Right hand is on top of that. And let's press those hips back, opening up these ribs and opening up these hips. Also might get a bit of pressure on the feet if it's tight. Whichever you prefer. If you want to get more feet, have the toes dug in, one less, have them nice and flat. Now nothing's in the neck, arms on high, nice and loose, shoulder blades are open. For 4, 3, 2, 1, shift the weight forward. Left hand goes a bit more that way. A bit further away, making the angle sharper, right hand on top, and pressing those hips back. Opening up that spine, opening up that side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shift the weight forward. Opposite side, going over, reaching those hands away, and press those hips back, opening up that rib. Keeping that twist horizontally now through the spine. Arms are also getting nice and heavy. Pushing through for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move the weight to the hands again. Angles a bit more to the side. And press those hips back. Opening up those ribs. Keep that length. Weight, body weight is nicely back. Heavy into the feet. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands to in front of the hips. So they're nicely in front of us. Now we can stretch out that back. Want to create almost a suspended bridge feel for the spine. Arms go ahead of us, keeping the weight nicely in the knees. Don't want to sit back too much. So the hips can move back, but don't feel like we're just sitting back on our feet. Arms are stuck where they are and pressing a little bit back. Pressure on for 4, 3, 2, 1, and and shift the weight forward. Good, now move those hands quite a bit ahead, off the mat almost, that's it. And now keep them stuck where they are, press those hips back so we can get the spine nice and heavy. So the hips are the one side, wrists are the other, keeping the weight nice and balanced through the spine, suspending it through it. Hips stay nice and high. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift the weight forward. Small increment, fingertips go a little bit ahead, bring a little bit more angle. Don't want to feel like there's too much weight in the hands. If you've gone a little bit far, move the weight a little bit back and push those hips back, suspending that spine in between it. Nice and heavy. Heavy shoulders, heavy arms. Keeping that pressure. Weight back, weight towards the wrists. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and forward. You can keep your hand there if you like, or you can move slightly a little bit more ahead, very small increments. And last one, and press those hips back. Keep that stretch out the spine. Nice length through it. Hips are high. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shift the weight forward. Bring those hands back, sitting into our rest position, so that would be onto the feet, hands next to it. You can bring them closer. You can keep the position just for a nice 10. We are finished now. We can keep this pose for a nice long 10 seconds, just to breathe through, so we can calm the body down. We've been pulling on it, we've been stretching it. Just want the body to kind of center itself again, just nice, relaxed, confident breathing, but so slowly in and through the lungs. Keep it there for as long as you like. Just do another 5 together. 4, nice and relaxed through the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. You can keep it there. We are done, and see you next time.